Independent Helwani is a force to be reckoned with. There hasn't been a force like this in the world of mixed martial arts dating back since Hoist Gracie, UFC 1, who has steamrolled. There's only one Helwani, guys, and he's looking right at you right now.
Pipe bomb. Wow. Pipe bomb promo.
No one wants to talk to me at ESPN. I was the biggest outcast in my 3 years there. We could get into that if you guys want. But Stephen A. would look for me. Stephen A. would look for me and actually sit and talk to me about like some rant, Junior Dos Santos versus this guy. The guy appreciates and knows his stuff. So it doesn't bother me. I will say this about Stephen A. He has a true, genuine passion and interest for the sport of MMA. It does not offend me, nor should it offend anyone who is watching when he is up there, because the man has actually been watching MMA.
Did Dana White run you out of ESPN?
Wow, we're just getting right into it. So you really want me to answer this question wearing the luchador?
Yes. Well, no, let me ask it again. Let's try again. Are you ready? Yes. Did Dana White run you out of ESPN?
So I can't answer that question with yes or no, but I will explain it like this. From the moment it was made public that I was joining ESPN, unbeknownst to me, on my life, on my kid's life, I didn't know when I was hired by ESPN, I didn't know that they were in talks with the UFC. Dana White tried to get me not even to make it to my first day. He raised hell to try to stop me. My first day was June 15th, tried to stop me to get to the first days. But for the next 3 years, it was, one roadblock after the next. It was one issue after the next. Dana White is coming as a guest in 30 minutes or something. I would have to be escorted out of the venue because per his request, I couldn't be in his vicinity or his line of sight. So here I am on the set of a company that I work for, and security, the nicest people in the world, who were embarrassed that they had to do this, would tell me, I'm sorry, Ariel, we have to walk you out. You know how that makes someone feel? We have to walk you out of the venue because Dana White doesn't want you in his line of sight. So that's the kind of stuff that I had to deal with. I couldn't go backstage. I couldn't do a lot of other stuff. In the end, they gave me that offer. I was allowed to look elsewhere. I'm now a lot more free, independent. I'll be honest, getting paid a lot more. So it all kind of worked out. He probably thinks he ran me out. In fact, I know he's celebrating that I'm not there anymore. But I would argue that, he did me a massive favor as a result of all of his complaints over the past 3 years.
Well, can you explain to us what the obstacles were? Because Dana White has no reason to care about journalism.
The UFC runs that production. It's one of the only sports entities on ESPN that the league, the partner, if you will, actually does the producing. That's why you'll never see me, or you didn't see me in the 3 years on those broadcasts.
Fighter pay, yeah. Dana White. What do you got?
Okay, they signed this very nice deal with the funniest thing is that when they signed this uniform deal, could you believe fighters who are the most interesting people on the planet, the most unique individuals on the planet. I remember Mike Tyson, black shirt, black shorts, black boots. Iconic stuff. Remember Chuck Liddell with the blue, the ice, Tito Ortiz with the fire. Now you want them to all look the same? You want them to look uniform? How does that work? Why would you do that? Of course, you would do that to make money. Now they say, we want it to all be clean. We don't want it to look like NASCAR. We don't want the Condom Depot days anymore. Meanwhile, now they just signed with Venom, which is an MMA only, like you talk about blue chip. They ain't blue chip, with all due respect. They're an MMA brand. Good on them. They got the deal. Now they signed with a crypto company. Crypto, I don't even know what crypto is. Is that real? What is that, Pokemon cards? I don't even know what that is. And they put it on the front of everyone's kit, as they call it, because they're very European. $175 million 10-year deal, the biggest in UFC history. Guess what percentage of that money? I don't know what that math is. Was that 17.5 million a year?
It's got to be something, right? It's got. It's going to be.
Yes, 5, 8%.
10%, 5%.
I would say more like I would say 10%.
It's going to be. It's going to be
15%.
Well, 15%. Tony, what do you got? I
got 9.5, Ariel.
9.5.
Billy?
Chris, you got something? Chris,
7%.
10%. Billy, what do you got?
30%.
30%. All great guesses. The actual retail price is 0%. 0% for the fight.
Thanks,
just
Matt.
like the 0% that they get from the TV deal, just like the 0% that they get from all those other sponsors that are all over the cage. Look, I care deeply about this sport. I love this sport. You know, one time, one of the complaints was that I'm too negative. I'm too negative about the sport of MMA. I would argue that I did more in 3 years to promote the sport of MMA and the UFC in particular on ESPN than anyone, including Dana White. I love this sport and I love these fighters deeply. And so when I find out that a $175 million deal is signed and they get none of it, that breaks my heart. And I will be honest, sometimes when you see how the sausage is made in this sport, you kind of wonder, like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, look at the gate on Saturday, 16 million, and everyone's celebrating that they upped the bonuses from 50K to 75K. Do you know what 75K is to these guys? Nothing. I just want the fight. Can we get the fighters a little closer to 50% of the revenue as opposed to 15%? Can we do that? That's all I want. Because look, Conor McGregor is underpaid, regardless of what you may think of him. Now he's in a hospital bed because his ankle just snapped. He'd even get what he was deserved, what he was owed. Dustin Poirier didn't get what he was owed. They were the stars of the show. And of course, the UFC deserves some money because they built the damn thing and they put up the costs and all that. So I get that. But the fighters deserve more because of how dangerous the sport is. And that's all I want. That's all I care about. And so it's all coming from a good place. They view it as me trying to stir the pot, be an instigator, be too negative. All right, whatever. Independent Helwani is a force to be reckoned with. There hasn't been a force like this in the world of mixed martial arts dating back since Hoist Gracie, UFC 1, who has steamrolled through the competition. There's only one Helwani, guys, and he's looking right at you right now.
High bomb. Wow. High bomb promo.